Today we will discuss the chapter 10 parallel lines. Parallel lines means two lines must be parallel. First of all, you know the word given an example. As you know, a railway track. A railway track is like this. A railway track whose plates are like this. So these are all these two lines are in parallel. These two lines are parallel. So railway track is an example of parallel lines. Similarly, as you see one ladder. As you know the ladder, a ladder having rods in between these two. These are known as the ladder whose fixed with a small rods. That is, it is a form of a ladder. So this ladder is known as a example of a parallel lines. So today we will discuss what is parallel lines. So how will you know if two lines are parallel? That is, visually, if you see the lines, how will you know the lines are parallel? Just you have to draw two lines. Suppose the two lines draw like this. I draw these two lines like this. So how will you know these two lines are parallel? Whenever you see these two lines having the same distance in between, that means if you measure this length and measure this length, both will be same. Then you know these two lines must be parallel. This is one condition how you know these two lines are parallel. Another condition that means if this is visually you understand these two lines are parallel, but in geometrically, in graphically or proof method, how will you prove the two lines are parallel and how will you find the two lines are parallel? Suppose I draw two lines like this, and these two lines, suppose this is L and this is L. These two lines will parallel. How will you know? If we draw one line which is transversal, one line which is cut these two lines. Suppose this is the N line. This N line will cut these two L and M line in this two parts. This is one part, this is another part. So whenever this line will cut these two lines in a separate, so this is known as a transversal line. This line is known as a transversal line. So when this line will cut these two lines, it create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 angle must be created. 4 must be interior and other 4 must be exterior. So how will you know this L will parallel to M? This is known as the parallel symbol. This is very important thing. When you draw like this is a parallel symbol. This is parallel symbol. So when two lines must be parallel, you just draw like this, L parallel to M. So how will you know these two lines must be parallel? There are three conditions is there, very important. First thing you can see, the alternate first thing is the alternate interior angle. Alternate interior angle or as well as interior or exterior angles. Exterior angles are equal. First condition. Second condition, if corresponding angles are equal. Corresponding angles are equal. Next is, whenever you see in between the transversal line, in between these two lines, so same side of the transversal line, that means this angle 3 and angle 6. This is the same side of the transversal line. So they are supplementary. As you know in a previous class, supplementary means sum of the two angles must be 180 degree. So here 3 and 6 must be supplementary, means whenever you can add this angle 6 and angle 3, that is equal to 180 degree. The interior angles are Co-interiors. Just it is co-interior angles. Co-interior angles are supplementary. This is the third condition. Supplementary. So these three things are very important whenever you understand. These are the conditions how you know the two lines must be parallel. So here you can see what are the alternate interior angles and what are the alternate exterior angles and what are the corresponding angles and which are the co-interior angles. So first of all you can see, as you know, two lines must be intersect each other. As you know, these two angles must be equal. How? They are vertically opposite angle. Similarly, these two angles also equal. This is the previous knowledge as you understand this previous class. So here you can see angle 1 is equal to angle 3 is equal to angle 5 and angle 4 is equal to angle 6. These two are alternate interior angles. These two are alternate interior angle. I just write in a short form that you can easily understand. These angles are known as alternate interior angle. Whenever you see this angle 3 is the vertical opposite of angle 1 and here angle 5 is the vertical opposite of the angle 7. So automatically angle 1 and angle 7 is also equal. But angle 1 and 7 are alternate exterior angle. Similarly 4 and 6 is equal. As you know, 4 and 2 are the vertically opposite and 6 and 8 are the vertically opposite. So therefore 2 and 8 also, these two angles must be equal. So these two angles is known as alternate exterior angle. These two conditions satisfied. These two conditions you understand. Next you can see which are the corresponding angle and which are the co-interior angle. Corresponding angle, it is very important. Corresponding angle means these two lines are parallel. This is a transversal line. So therefore these two angle is known as corresponding angle. That means angle 2 is equal to angle 6. Similarly, you can see angle 3 is equal to angle 7. This is also corresponding angle. And another thing, in the left side you can see angle 1 is equal to angle 5 as well as angle 4 is equal to angle 8. So all these pairs is known as corresponding angles. All these pairs known as corresponding angles. Very interesting things you can understand with the help of PPT. I just sent through this video. You have to understand first of all, this is very important chapter and it is further important means in a higher class you can use this property and find other angles. This is very important and these three conditions is very important. Next part is your supplementary angle. As you know, supplementary means it is 180. Sum of the two angle must be 180. Here, which are the supplementary? Here you can see angle 3 and angle 6 is equal to 180. Understand everybody? This angle 3 and 6 are 180 degree. Similarly, angle 4 plus angle 5 is 180 degree. So here, this 3, 6, 4, 5, 3 and 6 are supplementary each other. 4 and 5 are the supplementary each other. So this is very interesting thing. They are supplementary. Just I have written in this short form. You understand. So these four angles are known as the supplementary angles. So they are the three conditions you have to understand and it is helpful to solve the sums. Next we will discuss how to draw the parallel lines without using compass. You have the holding the set square, that is your previous standard 7th you are doing that practically you have to construct two parallel lines. That is a different thing. These are the shapes of two set square I think. I just draw this figure but you understand these are the two set squares are there in your compass box. Whenever you do holding, I send a video. You have to understand whenever you join these two set squares, that is a form of a parallel lines. So later on I will discuss how to draw the parallel line with the help of set square. It is interesting, but you don't do now only. You are just concentrate your study only. So this is the one trick you have to understand, how to draw the parallel lines with the use of set squares. So next chapter, next worksheet is your how to draw the lines in between how to draw the parallel lines. Suppose a line is given 5.6. So I don't know this length is, suppose I will take this 5.6 length. A question is given, you have to divide this length into 4 equal parts. In a previous knowledge, 4 equal part means you hold the rounder like this and draw here like this. Here also you can hold and draw here like this. Again you can hold the rounder like here and compass. Then this is the first line you can draw. This line must be divide this line into 2 parts. Yes, everybody understand. Next, the question is, you have to divide this line into 4 equal parts. So again you can divide this line into, again in this manner, you have to divide. This is the previous method. This is the oldest method. You have to divide this line into 4 equal parts. But whenever the question is given, you have to divide this line into 5 equal parts. This is 4 equal parts that you can easily understand. Whenever the question is given 5 equal parts, 5 equal parts means it is very important how will you draw, how will you construct this line into 5 equal parts. First you can see, hold your compass, you draw an acute angle like this. Acute angle. This is very interesting acute angle. You have to draw like this. You have to draw like this. Next, here you can hold the rounder and draw here it is 60 degree. Same thing, here you can draw, this is 60 degree. Clear? Then you have to draw this line like this. And here also you can draw this line like this. You see, these two lines is parallel. Understand everybody? You just see these two lines must be parallel. Next, you can hold the rounder. You draw an arc. This is first arc. Same distance you can draw another arc. Next, it is a 3 parts. Suppose it is 3 equal parts, not 5. It is 5 means it is bigger figure. So 3 equal parts. You have to draw 3 equal arcs like this. In the same measurement, you can draw here 3 equal arcs. Understand? Next, you can join the arcs like this. This end point must be joined this line, and this point must be joined this line. This point must be joined this line, and this point must be joined this line. So you can see these all lines must be parallel. Just similar. I am not holding an scale. So this is like that. All the lines must be parallel, and this can be divided into 3 equal parts. So everybody understand equal division. Similarly, if the question is given the line must be divided into 2:3 ratio. The line must be divided into 2:3 ratio. So same thing, you can draw a line like this. Draw an acute angle here. I just draw an acute angle here. Here also you can draw an acute angle. It is easy. Whenever you draw an acute angle, 60 degree is very easy. Because you understand the 60 degree, when you construct 60 degree, it is easy to draw it. I just erase. It is look like a straight line. Clear? So next, these two lines are parallel. You can see 2:3 ratio. I think 2 plus 3 it is 5. It is easy. In your book it is given 5 parts. You can divide this line into 5 equal parts. Also this line into 5 equal. But I suggest you can draw 2 equal parts here. And here you can draw 3 not required that 5 parts. When you draw 5 parts, all the parts must be joined, and next which one is the main target line that you have to darker. That is very difficult, very clumsy whenever you draw the lines. So I suggest you these 2 R's here you can draw, and 3 R's must be the lower side, because it is 2:3. If it is given 3:2, then here you can draw 3 and here you can draw 2. But here the question is 2:3, so you can draw this 2 R's and here 3 R's. So this R and this R you have to join. So this means this is 2 part and this is 3 part. This length is 2 part and this length is 4 part. So this total distance must be divided into 2:3 ratio. And one more thing, every questions you have to solve in this construction. In any construction you have to write the statement. Suppose a question is given, if 2 lines are parallel like this, 2 lines are parallel and one transversal line is here. So how will you write this line? This L and M are the 2 lines, and how will you write these 2 lines? So you can write L parallel to M, whereas M is a transversal line. In every sentence you have to write which lines are parallel and which is a transversal line. That is very important. If you are not written in this manner, it is not in a correct way to write any parallel lines. So if one angle must be 50 degrees given, you have to find the other angles. Suppose here I am given the x angle and here I am given y angle, and this is z. Find the value of x, y, z. How will you know? This is 50, that means y also 50 because they are corresponding. This is 50, this z also 50 because they are vertically opposite. I use this vertically. So that z also 50. As you know, z and x are the supplementary. As you know, z and x are the supplementary. So you can easily find out the 180 minus 50, that is equal to 130. So this is 50 and this is also 50, but this is 130. So I can use the supplementary property, but you can use this is a line, this is a line, here is the point, these 2 angles are linear pair. By this property you can find out the angle of x. But one thing you can remember, whenever you find angle z is equal to 50, I write like this. So here you can mention why z is 50. It is vertically opposite angle, that you have to mention it. If I write y is equal to 50, so why they are equal? They are corresponding angle. So this thing, whenever you solve any geometrical sums, anything, you have to mention that reasons or that part why it is equal, and the condition, which condition you are using for that these 2 things are equal. So this is enough today. Today class is over, and if you have any query with or any doubt, next class I will clear about it.